One devotee had come to Shirdi Baba to ask, Baba, does God exist? He said, yes, God exists. Then why cannot I see Him? Why cannot I experience Him? So Shirdi Baba said, does curd exist in milk? He said, yes, curd exists in milk. Is it seen? No. When is it seen? When you curdle the milk, you will be able to get the curd from the milk. So Shirdi Baba said, yes. When you curdle the milk, you are able to get curd out of it, ghee out of it, all other products. Similarly, when you are able to awaken your Atma, you will be able to see God. दूध से मक्खन मिलता है, दूध पिलोने से, उसी तरह ईश्वर मिलता है आत्मा को टटोलने से. These are the exact words of Shirdi Baba. So the effort to find divinity is the effort we have to make in order to awaken ourselves. And the process of that is the process of converting milk into ghee. Swami had said in one of the discourses, when the milk is converted into ghee, when it is heated, our aunties here will know, when the milk is heated, if there is some quantity of water left in the milk, what will happen? It will give foul smell. Till such point in time that water is left in that curdled milk into making it ghee, it will give foul smell. When the water is fully evaporated and ghee is there, it will give that fragrance of ghee. Similarly, in our journey from individual to supreme divinity, when we undertake sadhana, the heating of the milk and the curd and then the process of making ghee is the process of sadhana. When that process begins, a lot of evil tendencies, a lot of evil traits will emanate from our behavior. The stink of that will be what will be surrounding us, and we'll think, oh, I'm going haywire, I'm going here, I'm going there, I have these distractions and that. But at such times, we have to be steadfast on our path of sadhana and continue to get heated like the ghee process. Once all these evil tendencies are eliminated through the process of sadhana, what remains, what comes as a final product is ghee. The product for us is our own Supreme Self, the divinity that we realize. Very easy to say, very difficult to practice. When you're a small child, how much time did you take to learn walking? 1 year? 1 to walk, 2 to talk, that's what they say. Those who have kids would have observed. It takes 1 year to learn walking. What do? You fall down so many times. Your mother holds your hand and helps you walk. Once you become independent, you walk a little backward and your mother will say, come, come. And it will increase the span of walking. All the mothers who have seen their children grow will remember those sweet moments. I can see many aunties smiling. They've gone back to the days when they helped their children learn walking. But that walking, which is so commonplace today that you can get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom and not even know that you got up, took 1 year to learn and so many injuries on your body. To get a degree, you work 21 years. In India, thankfully, it's 21 years. In US, for certain degrees, at least you have to become 40 to get all of them. 40 years just to get the degrees. If you take so much time for walking and so much more time for getting degrees, you are aspiring for the highest degree, which is God's grace. Will you not be requiring that much of consistent effort to attain the highest? God's grace and the degree of self-realization or divinity is not some ATM machine. You put in one card and the money will come flowing out. It is a consistent effort that you need to put in. But I will give you a secret so that you can attain this objective much easier, in a much easier way. What is the secret? One word. Abhyasam. Practice. Practice. Everything is practice. Walking, practice. Reading, practice. Writing, practice. Singing, practice. Dancing, practice. Driving, practice. If all those things you are ready to do practice for in order to attain mastery over it, why don't you practice consistently your spiritual sadhanas so that you master them and attain the supreme goal? So abhyasam is the key on the path to yearning that we have to consistently work towards. And we also have to remind ourselves again and again that this path is a constant endeavor. There was this man who was standing at one end of the forest. He had to go to the other end. And he had a small torch in his hand. And he was wondering how I will go on the other end of the forest with this torch. The distance is 10 miles. So So he just kept waiting on one end of the forest. Then another passerby came and he said, "What happened? Why are you waiting here?" He said, "No, I have one torch. That torch throws light only for 6 feet. This forest is 10 miles long. With this 6 feet light, how will I reach 10 miles? So that passerby laughed. He said, "Foolish fellow, as you walk, the torch also will move ahead with you. Every 6 feet, the light will go ahead with you. You will reach the other end of the forest." Then this man realized, yeah, and he moved ahead. Similarly, as we make efforts, we will reach the next stage. After the next stage, we would put more efforts, we move to the next stage. This torch is God's grace, which will continue to show us light. The effort of walking is our progress in spiritual journey. And the 10 miles long forest is the samsara sagara which we have to cross. If we stand on one side anticipating that this is so difficult to cross because of all the problems that we are seeing, we will never be able to reach on the other side. It's not important that the devotee thinks they are devoted to God. The God should think that they are devoted to Him and accept their devotion. In the modern world, if you want to go from one country to the other, what do you need? A passport. If you go without a passport to the airport and say, "Oh, you know who I am? I'm the CEO of one of the most successful companies in this country." The passport officer says, "I don't care who you are, where is your passport?" That passport in the world of spirituality is the effort that you are making in your spiritual journey. If you do not make efforts, your wealth, your position, your progeny, your success means nothing. Because in the spiritual world, these have no value. The spiritual efforts that you make are the passport. That is first step. What is the second step? You may have passport to leave the country and go, but the country in which you are going, that country has to give you a visa saying that yes, we permit this fellow to come into our land, otherwise deportation. In the world of spirituality, your effort is the passport, but God's approval that yes, He accepts His devotion is the visa which He is giving you. Only when you have passport and visa are you acceptable in the kingdom of God. Without passport and without visa, or with either passport or either visa, your journey is not going to be complete. So in order to have the light of divinity, the negative current of hard work and the positive current of God's grace, the document of passport which is your effort and the stamp of visa which is God's grace, both are equally important.